What's up guys, this is the Guitar Gent coming at you with a brand new reaction video, and today we're going to take another look at Ginger together. Now guys, Ginger, the first song that we listened to pieces, kind of the go-to for all of the various reactors all over YouTube. It was a phenomenal song. It was one of the most interesting pieces of music that I've heard on the channel. One of the most interesting pieces of music I would say that I've heard from new bands in a long time. It went way beyond what I said on the first reaction, because again, as I pointed out, the first reaction was kind of I kind of lost half of the song just because I was a bit taken aback by her vocal performance. Of course, the link is always around here if you want to watch that, if you missed that. But then all of the other elements, as I said during that reaction, there was that very strong Opeth vibe, Opeth influence, which I absolutely loved. Fantastic. And I'm extremely curious because all of the various elements, like I went back and listened to that so many more times, and I noticed, a bit more details when it comes to the drum work, the drum setup, the bass with the tapping, the guitar lines, of course the vocal performance a bit more nuanced. And I'm very curious to see how many of those elements will actually, let's say, permeate the other songs and the other performances in their catalog. I'm extremely curious. The song that we're going to be listening to together, guys, it's called Perennial. It was the biggest request on the channel, and specifically the Live at Wacken from 2019 performance. It's up on the Napalm Records YouTube channel. This one as well, if I remember, I'll link the link in the description, but I always forget, so sorry in advance. Guys, very curious. Again, I want to see if they keep those vibes going, or maybe there are some very different elements to their songwriting as well that I haven't listened to yet. Very curious. Let's just dive right in. Ginger, Perennial, Live at Wacken in 2019. Let's go.
Dankeschön, Germany. Well, with the next song, we must say goodbye to you.
Oh,
But rather not
the last
goodbye,
song of the
but
set.
see you next time.
This autumn feels like funeral to me. The longest song of grief,
Nice.
and not for what has passed,
This is already setting the mood, guys.
but for what shall
Those
last.
guitar arpeggios. Oh!
Alright, Germany, move it!
Oh, loving those dissonance guitar riff. Oh my god, nice.
Exhausted nights, always so tragic and so eternal. Wow, spectacular sinners, ridiculous so slow. Death blows our slowly, crawling to our toes, as the last lift is falling out our life.
I'm here with her. I'm dressed with a few petals.
This melody, guys, is just...
On my breast, wishing over to make the landscape still the same. How long you're warm, why I prefer to sleep like cold alone. We fix our eyes up to the sky to see if I said us farewell.
I will see each other next time. So please come back to celebrate
Wow.
this festival of life.
That is now.
He just switches like that.
Today I reached the point of no return. Now cry and then die. Tomorrow I will need you with yourselves restored.
What a voice. There it is again. Both the drum work and the bass work. As I said in the intro, guys, like the tapping bass and the minimal drumming.
Into the tradition of mass destruction.
What a beautiful melody.
Total reconstruction. My biggest source of confusion. The reason of decay and disillusion.
Such an interesting drum work. Also the kick pattern I noticed before. There's a chorus or pre-chorus.
No, we're not dead. No, you're not dead. Just enjoying coma.
This is not normal.
Thank you so much, Wacken. Well, we've heard a lot of great things about you, but it's about our expectations, man. You're fucking amazing! And stay amazing. Thank you so much, and see you someday. Mwah.
Wow. Wow. What? I don't know what to say, guys. This is just... It's on another level. I think it's just... Every single element of this song, guys. I want to say even every single element of this live performance, because you also have to factor in, I guess, in something like this, the crowd participation, which was remarkable. Again, this is Wacken, so as I said many times, Wacken, I can't say that it's the best metal concert, best metal festival in the world, because I'm not aware of all the metal festivals in the world, but between the ones that I've seen, like the crowd participation and the crowd level of appreciation and understanding of heavier music, it's just unmatched. And this was a daytime slot in still, like the crowd was going crazy. This song was just everything that I wanted it to be, I guess, after listening to Pieces. Again, there were some elements of continuity which I'm very happy to see, to be honest. Of course, there is the vocals, and we'll touch on that, of course. I do want to touch, though, firstly on the performances of the other musicians, because they do deserve a huge shout. Now, I don't know if people just used to, associate the band with the singer, and that's it, with Tatiana. I hope that's not the case, because this is a top-level band when it comes to single performances and everything that's involved, to be honest. Again, there are some points of continuity with the other song, as I mentioned, with Pieces, especially if you think about the drum work and the bass lines. Now, in Pieces, there was a much stronger contrast, I'd say, between the more mellow sides, let's say the more mellow side of things, and the aggressive part. This was a bit dialed down under that point of view. It was a bit more constant throughout the whole thing, except for the second verse, when they really went very quiet. I think that the guitar actually disappeared completely for a while there. So you had, again, the minimal jazz-inspired drum work, with this very minimal setup as well. which again I was just talking with a friend of mine this morning that pointed out to me. I showed him the band JINJER for the first time, and you know, of course the performance for pieces, and he made me notice some details that I haven't seen before, to be honest, especially when it comes really to the drum kit and the drum style, which I found extremely interesting and intriguing. And you know, this very minimal kit with the choices that he makes really makes you rethink about what's actually needed and necessary for a great, let's say, for a great drum performance on a progressive metal track. Because usually when you think about progressive metal and the drumming in progressive metal, we are very used to associate that with gigantic kits, 50,000 toms and cymbals and everything. This guy has a jazz inspired minimal setup, but it kind of shows that with the right taste and especially with the right touch, you can really achieve amazing things even with smaller kits, which is kind of inspiring, to be honest. Like the shades of, I don't even know if shade is the right word for that, but you know, the different inflections that it gives to every single stroke on the snare. It's just so fantastic. And that goes very well hand in hand with the bass performance. Rhythmic section is phenomenal, and the bass again with those very interesting, intriguing bass lines with the tapping, which is something that always makes me happy to see. It's a very modern approach, I think, to playing bass, and that's something that, you know, even if you think about guitar, if you go back 50 years, there is a reason why today we take for granted tapping, sweeps, and all of that, but those weren't, of course, very common 50 years ago, let's say, when it comes to guitar playing. So, you know, I do appreciate every single time that a musician messes around with this instrument, trying to push the envelope forward, because that's actually how you get those innovations, and that's how you get new techniques and everything, and you make them more popular as well, of course, so that more people learn them and everything. Beautiful bass performance. It had something that kind of reminded me, and this was a bit throughout the whole song. Again, I'm going to make a comparison here, guys. The bands are very different. I don't see much of an influence there. Very different genres and everything, but it kind of reminded me in some ways of My Way by Limp Bizkit. And specifically, you know, there were some more bands from the early 2000s scene that in the nu metal, let's say, took an approach that was a bit more similar to this, you know, a bit more, I don't want to say ambient, but you get what I mean. It's a bit more dramatic and emotional, more than just, you know, having a rapper on a metal band, which was another approach, let's say, which worked fantastically well for many bands, but you get what I'm saying. So I did kind of get those vibes also, for example, with the dissonant chords and the dissonant arpeggios at the beginning. Kind of reminded me of that song as well. It's such a beautiful, again, the guitar performance, before I move on to Tatiana's performance, guitar was brilliant, like brilliant work, honestly. The dissonant riffs especially were fantastic, and I love how it's not overwhelming. Like, yeah, I have the feeling that these guys really know how to balance themselves, which is an element that I'm seeing. It's a recurring element that I see in all the bands that I really enjoy recently, especially the modern ones. Like, they have a purpose, and they have a sense of the song that comes before their own musical ego. So you don't get necessarily a guitar shredding just because you can. You know what I mean? It's just, they just serve the song as best as they can. If that means not having the guitar playing for 20 seconds in the song, then be it, which is something that I do admire a lot. And then the vocal performance, guys. At this stage, I want to go beyond. I want to go beyond gender and genre, because a vocalist with such a range, with such a, the way that she transitions from her clean to the distorted to the growl, it's just, oof, it's really top level. Again, independent of the genre, independent of the gender of the singer, this is some of the best vocal performances that I've seen for heavy music. This is fantastic. She has such a power. She has also a fantastic stage presence. Also, she knows how to talk to the crowd. You can tell that by that very short intro and the outro. She kind of seemed out of breath at the end, and I can't imagine why. After belting such a, oh my god, what a performance, honestly. And again, she moves a lot, she gestures, like she grabs your attention. She also had an outfit that helps when it comes to that, a complete golden, I'm going to call that suit, but you know what I mean. Wow, honestly, this is again some of the most impressive singing that I've seen, period, without any further specifications or categorization necessary. This is phenomenal work. And again, guys, you might see quite a lot of JINJER coming up next on the channel, I'm not gonna lie. They might become a bit more of a recurrent band that we cover for the reactions, because I'm extremely impressed. This is blowing my mind. Pieces blew my mind. This is maybe even better when it comes to the overall composition. I don't want to say that it's more interesting when it comes to the song structure necessarily, because even pieces that very interesting contrast, very strong contrast, as I mentioned, between the different sections. But this was, honestly, it kind of resonated with me on a deeper level, the melody especially, and those contrasting riffs and the vocal melody and the guitar melody. There is just something about it that really resonated with me. Maybe again, it's just because I used to listen to a lot of those nu metal bands, and some of these melodies that maybe remind me and bring me back to those times. But it did talk to me on a deeper level, this song, absolutely. Fantastic performance, guys. As always, I want to thank you for your time. If you got through this far, I do appreciate that. As I said, don't be shocked if you see quite a lot more of JINJER coming up on the channel, because I want to discover as much new music from them as I can. And I'm not sure that I can just resist and go on Spotify and just listen to the whole thing, because it's so interesting. It's a genre that not many new bands cover, which is a shame, but it's also a huge plus when there is a band that actually does that, because I get that it's following in the footsteps of bands like Opeth. It's very hard, but if you do that, and if you do that well, oof, what a treat. As always, guys, in the comment sections, I always love the comment sections under the videos. You know that, guys. You always leave me fantastic comments, insights on the band, so that I can learn, and especially recommendations for the other videos. So let me know, of course, what should be coming next from JINJER, and especially always let me know what the song made you feel as well, because that's kind of the reverse of what we're doing here. Now you're watching me experiencing this music for the first time, but that this, like, the same way, I'm very interested in knowing how you felt when you listen to this song, or how you still feel when you listen to this song, these songs in general, all of the ones that I cover on the channel. So guys, again, thank you for watching. Leave me your comments, your insights, all of that beautiful stuff in the comment sections below. There is quite a lot more coming to the channel. I'm working on a couple of guitar covers. There is a new series that we're going to start very soon. More reactions, of course, Japanese scene, JINJER, Nightwish, so many more bands. Again, guys, we're on a journey discovering more and more fantastic music every single day. And if you decide to stick around for that and hit the subscribe button, I'm very grateful. If not, I'm still extremely appreciative of your time. Guys, thank you so much, and see you very soon with the next one. Bye.